Ms. Johnson, where do you live in New York?
Brooklyn, New York.
You live in a rent-controlled apartment?
Correct.
How long have you lived there?
20 years, maybe.
And what's your rent?
The rent at that moment was $309. I haven't done my new lease.
Would you please tell me how much? Don't talk fast now because you want me to get over it. How much was your rent during
$309.
the issue? $309. And you were going down to take care of your mother or some relative who needed your assistance last December, and you sublet your apartment to Mr. Lippman.
Yes, sir.
And you sublet your apartment to Mr. Lippman for how much rent?
$1,000.
And you know that that's illegal to do
Correct.
that. So why did you do it?
My mom was...
No, well, why did you do
I
something?
did it because I needed help going to take care of my mom and someone staying in the apartment to keep up with the rent.
No, I'm asking you, why did you do something that was illegal? It's illegal, and you know it's illegal to have a rent-controlled apartment and to sublet the rent-controlled apartment where you're paying $300 a month to somebody to pay $1,000 a month, and you knew it was illegal. So I'm asking you, why did you do something that was illegal?
I have no answer. I was just desperate.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Now, then she came back, and she told you, I'm back, goodbye. And you didn't go quietly, and so she filed a restraining order against you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're suing her for a whole bunch of things. So first of all, you were there for 10 months?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you pay the $1,000 each of the 10 months that you were there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's do 10 times, make my life easy, 700 equals $7,000. Now, do you have proof that you pay this money every
Yes,
month?
Your Honor.
Let me see it. What kind of work do you do, Mr. Lippman?
I work for, well, I have numerous jobs. I was working for the city at HRA. I was doing work for Human Resource Administration, a program called HEAP for light and gas for people that couldn't really pay it.
And how much were you making at that job?
$12.50 an hour.
What else did you do?
I also worked construction as a helper, and I was making only $13 at the time.
Was anybody else living in the apartment with you?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people?
One.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That's your girlfriend?
No, not my girlfriend. That's my roommate. It's my friend.
And how much were you charging her for rent?
Well, I wasn't charging. Terry told me and Whitney at the moment, when we first moved in, that we had to pay $500 apiece for each room because she had a 2-bedroom. So I was paying $500, and she was also paying $500, and we moved in at the same time together.
So you didn't pay $1,000 a month. You paid $500 a month.
Yeah, we had to pay together.
Are you suing her independently?
No, not at the moment, no.
So she paid her own rent of $500 a month.
Yes, ma'am.
You personally only overpaid by $200 a month.
Yes, ma'am.
You owe him $2,000 because you can't benefit from doing an illegal act.
Okay.
Did they take your apartment away from you?
No, I spoke to my management already. They did not.
That was really nice of them. Who would you get these receipts from?
Her sister, she lived in the next building from us.
I have a receipt here for $300.
Yes, ma'am. It was like numerous times, like say sometimes we couldn't all pay it all at once. So whatever we had at the moment, we would give to her sister because Miss Terry was living in North Carolina at the time, and we was going through like a process of Western Union her the money, and then we was telling her like it's costing us too much to send you this amount of money, and you're not deducting it out of the rent. So we started taking it up the block to her sister's house, straight cash, and she would write out a rent receipt.
When did she come back to town, sir?
August of 2017.
Did she give you notice that she was coming back to town?
Yes, ma'am.
How much notice?
One time.
Well, how much in advance?
Well, that was the same week that she came. It's like, I'm coming back, and when she came back, she was right at the door knocking. Knocking. Because
Why
she didn't
didn't
have
you
the
give
key.
them more notice?
I did. I was back in June. I kept coming back and forth. We were arguing. It wasn't until September I got in. I had to keep staying at her house, my neighbor's house, so that I could wait for them to let me in my home. You know, I didn't have any way to get inside.
So then why didn't you move to evict them?
I did. I called.
No.
Okay.
You didn't move to evict them because they didn't have a lease. They were month-to-month tenant with you, even though it was illegal, because you couldn't move to evict them because they were there illegally. And the housing court wouldn't help you evict them if you had given them a proper 30-day notice. Did you ever send them a 30-day notice?
No, we only...
No. You never sent them a 30-day notice. So now the only way that you can get them out, you finally went to the police and you filed a protective order against them. I want to see the allegations in the protective order. You don't do the right thing, it comes back to hurt you.
Can I...
Sure you can.
I didn't do this because to get them out. I offered him a place to stay. I said he could still stay until he found a place. He said okay, but he still wouldn't. He still locked me out. But then it became aggressive, and he started bumping me and telling me where I can go and where I can't go in the apartment. So that was the only reason the police was called, because he became aggressive.